another Sunday. I'd like to take this chance to say thanks for joining me on all of these Sundays. Hopefully this is the last video that I will be recording. Really looking forward to seeing you all of you guys in the gym very soon. So let's have a look at what we got on the menu today. We've got a big workout today, which is going to be a variation on Linda, classic CrossFit workout. So this is going to be lockdown Linda, a little bit lighter and a little bit faster. We're going to answer that later on. We're going to start off with a little gymnastic conditioning. So really kind of two workouts today. Not focusing on any strength, but just getting some good gymnastics work in there. We're going to be doing some shoulder taps, hollow holds, and then just to get the legs going and the heart pumping a little bit, we're going to be doing some jumping lunges into jumping squats. How it's going to work is we're going to do a 15-minute EMOM. So you're going to do 5 rounds of each movement. You're going to be doing, first minute is going to be shoulder taps. You're going to be up in the handstand position. Second minute we're going to be doing hollow holds, and then the third minute you're going to be doing jumping lunges, so left leg, right leg, and then into a jumping squat, working for around 30 to 50 seconds for each of those minutes with a little bit of rest in between. But let's get on to the warm-up. So it's going to be effectively 2 workouts later on, so we're just going to do a fairly short warm-up, just one part. You're going to do this twice. We're going to be doing 16 dead bugs, 16 shoulder taps in the push-up position, and then 10 scapular push-ups. So starting off with the dead bugs, lying flat on the floor, really making sure that your lower back is in contact with the floor the whole time. Arms and knees raised up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to alternate your one arm going down and one leg straightening out. That's 1. That's 2. Remember, always, especially as you extend out, making sure the lower back is in contact with the ground the whole time. So you 16 of those, then we're going to do 16 shoulder taps. So getting into that plank push-up position, really making sure we're engaged with our core here, really trying to keep our hips square to the ground the whole time. Just tapping the shoulder, really squeeze that palm into the ground as you're planting that one hand before you tap with the alternating arm. And then the next one is going to be scapular push-ups. So again, in that plank push-up position, just starting to engage the shoulders, ready for those shoulder taps in the handstand position. So squeezing down and then pushing up. Really make sure as you're pushing your chest down, you're not just pushing it down, but you're also squeezing the shoulder blades back. Bring them back and round. And you do 10 of those, and it's 2 rounds of this warm-up. Right, so on to the first part of today. It's going to be some gymnastic conditioning work. Like I said at the beginning, you're going to be doing a 15-minute EMOM with 3 movements, so 5 rounds of each of those 3 movements. Aiming to work for about 30 to 50 seconds for each of them. Less so for the shoulder taps, and probably more so for the hollow holds. With the shoulder taps to start with, you're going to be getting up into that handstand position and you're going to be doing shoulder taps. Really try and make sure that when you're in that position, you're nice and stable, really pushing through, pinning your shoulder blades down, but then pushing the ground up. And then it's going to be tapping, alternating arms. I'd be aiming for about 24, so that would be about 30 seconds of work for me. But you know, change that accordingly. If it takes you a long time to get up into that handstand position, then obviously the amount of shoulder taps you're going to be doing is less. If you are really struggling with the shoulder taps, and you can get upside down, then perhaps just do 30 seconds of a handstand hold, and I'll show you the other variation just with a pike handstand shoulder tap. So for me, this is going to be up in the handstand position. So up in that handstand position, alternating the arms and tapping my shoulders, 24 in total. Like I said, if you are comfortable upside down, then then just do a handstand hold if you can't do the shoulder taps, and if you haven't got the space for it or if you're not comfortable, then try and just do that in the pike position. So I'm going to bench here and be having my toes on the bench. I'm going to try and get my bottom nice and high so that my back is as vertically down as possible. And then in that position, engaging in those shoulder taps. The other variation, if you're struggling with a box, then is also to just do the shoulder taps like in the warm-up, so in a plank push-up position. Tapping away. Okay, second movement is just going to be a hollow hold. So, like with that dead bug, just make sure the lower back is in contact with the ground the whole time. Big toes pointed and your arms really high up around your shoulders. If you are struggling to keep your lower back in contact with the ground, then what you can do is just raise your feet up a little bit more, and that will help lower your lower back into the floor, and as you make that contact you can then lower your feet back down. If you're really struggling with that, with one leg in, one knee in, that can help to maintain that position. So you're going to be doing, for this I'd say longer, so 40 to 50 seconds. Really try and hold that position the whole time. If you're struggling, then obviously, you know, hold it for 20 seconds, take a little break, and then hold it again for another 20 seconds with that one. And then the final one is going to be the jumping lunges and squats. So I'll demonstrate that first. You'll be alternating your legs. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And that's just get your legs going. Nice body weight movement, get your heart rate going as well. And the aim is to be doing about 8 sets of those 3 movements, so 24 reps in total, but each of those movements 8 times. And then once you've done that for 3 minutes, you repeat the cycle back from the beginning, and that's for a full 15 minutes. Now we are onto the main workout, which is going to be, like I said at the beginning, a take on classic CrossFit workout, which is Linda. This is lockdown Linda. Same rep schemes, and the movements are similar. You're going to be working down from 10 to 1 of each of these movements. So it's going to be 10 deadlifts, followed by 10 push-ups, and then 10 squat cleans. And then you're going to repeat that again, but with 9 reps and then 8 reps, all the way down to 1. So I'll demonstrate each of those movements, just using a dumbbell for the deadlifts. So really making sure that we're pushing our hips back, keeping a nice flat back throughout, soft bend in the knees, and then all the way down. So from the bottom, what you're doing is driving up through the legs and then opening up your hips. That's the deadlift. Try and do it evenly on the arms, but I'm not too fussed about that. Then you're going to be doing 10 push-ups. Just making sure that your core is engaged throughout, really squeezing those shoulder blades back. Chest all the way to the ground. That's the second movement. So on to the final one, which is the squat clean. Okay. Just one head of the dumbbell on the floor at the bottom. Really pull up nice and hard, and then head under. 1, 2, 3. So like I said at the beginning, 10 of each of those, then 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, all the way down to 1. Should be a nice fast one, so try and work your way through that. Once you get to the round of the 7, you're already about halfway through, so then really try and kick on. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed that workout. Now we're on to the cool down. We're going to be starting off with side to side, just stretching through your shoulders after those handstands, holds and the push-ups. So hands planted, just pushing your chest down to the ground, just one shoulder, And then the next, try and hold the position for maybe 20 seconds and then move over. Really try and keep down there, really stretch through. Really try and keep that ground flat, that arm flat to the ground, and rotate your shoulder around. That's the first one. Second one is going to be supine twist. So just lying on the floor, grabbing your knee, just pulling over. After those deadlifts and squat cleans, just trying to stretch out your lower back, your QL. One side for a minute, and then the next side for another minute. Hopefully that should have you nice and cool, nice and stretched out. Yeah, thanks again for joining me.